Hello, my dear students. Today we will discuss some of the basic objectives from shear force and bending moment diagram. That will be helpful for your examinations. Okay, we'll start with the first question. A beam is called statically determinate when is telling n is equal to number of reaction and m is equal to number of useful equilibrium equation. Option A is n is equal to m, n is greater than m, n is less than m, none of the above. Okay, first you should know what do you mean by statically determined beam. Okay, statically determined beam means if number of equations, if number of equations are equal to number of reactions, then that type of beam is called statically determined beam. Okay, means if number of reactions is equal to number of static equilibrium equations. Okay, so then the type of beam is called statically determinate beam. Okay, so I will explain by one beam. Okay, first try to understand the concept and accordingly you can solve the beam. Okay, so what I will do, I will draw one diagram. You will get an idea about this one. So say this is the beam. Okay, so I will take this is which type of beam. I will take this simply supported beam. Okay, this is hinge support and this is roller support. Okay, so according to the hinge support, how many reactions you are having? For hinge support you are having 2 reactions and for roller 1. Okay, so for this case, for I will remove hinge support and I will show the number of reactions according to this one. So if I take this support A, so how many reactions here? Here 2 reactions. One is RA and one is this is HA. And similarly again I will remove this roller support. For roller support, how many reactions you are having? Only one reaction, and that is always perpendicular to the base. If I will take this B support, means this is your RB. Okay, so here number of reactions are how much? Here number of reactions are 3. Okay, number of static equilibrium equations are, what are the number of static equilibrium equation? Number of static equilibrium equations are, that is summation of fx is equal to 0, summation of fy is equal to 0, and summation of m is equal to 0. For 2D beam, number of static equilibrium equations are 3. Okay, if you are having 3 equations, so if you are having 3 equations means you can easily find out 3 unknowns. Get your point what I am telling? From 3 equations you can find out 3 unknowns. If you are having 4 equations you can find 4 unknowns. So for this beam, how many unknowns are there? For this beam, total number of unknowns are 1, 2, 3, and number of static equations are there how much? That is 3. 1, 2, 3. That's why if number of reactions in the beam is to be calculated by static equilibrium equation, then that type of beam is called statically determined beam. Okay, this is a simple formula you have to remember. So what so for this one, which is the correct answer? Means number of static equilibrium number of reactions should be equal to number of useful equilibrium equation, then that type of beam is called statically determinate beam. So which is the correct answer for this one? A is the correct answer for this question. Okay, we will move for the next question. Okay, next is now he's asking indeterminate beams. What do you mean indeterminate beam? If number of static equilibrium number of reactions are greater than static equilibrium equations, so which is the correct answer here for this one? Which is the correct answer? Say B is the correct answer. If number of reactions are more than static equilibrium equation, I will explain by a beam. So I will draw on beam. Say this is the fixed beam. Okay, I will provide a one roller support at this end. So I will draw the free body diagram of this one. How it will come? So for fixed support means how many reactions you are having? For fixed support you are having 3 reactions. 3 reactions means what are those? What are those? Okay, so 3 reactions means that will be, say if I will take this A support, means say this is RA and this will be HA, and you are having one movement, so that is MA. Okay, if I remove this roller support, how many reactions you are having? For roller support only one reaction, there is always perpendicular to the support, so this is B. Okay, so how many reactions here? Here number of reactions are 4, and how many static equilibrium equations I am having? That is summation of fx equal to 0, summation of fy is equal to 0, and summation of m is equal to 0. Means total number of static number of equilibrium equation 3. From 3 equation I can't find 4 unknowns. Okay, so here for that type of if number of unknowns is not to be calculated by static equilibrium equation, then that type of beam is called indeterminate beams. तो नंबर ऑफ रिएक्शंस कितने 4 है, या अननोन्स कितने हैं यहाँ पे? इक्विलिब्रियम इक्वेशंस कितने हैं तुम्हारा, 3 ही है. सो this is the case. So means if number of reactions are more than static equation, then that type of beam is called statically indeterminate beams. Okay, try to understand the question carefully. Directly don't mug up the answer. Reading the question directly, you have to mug up this option. That is not like that. Okay, try to understand the concept, and according to you have to click the correct answer. Otherwise, what happens if you will not understand the concept, that will make a problem for the next questions. Okay, so for this question, which is the correct answer? I think that is B is the correct answer for this question. Which is the correct answer? B is the correct answer. Okay, we will move for the next question now. Okay, if the load is a point load on the beam, then the variation of SFD is, okay, if the load is point load on the beam, then the variation of SFD is, okay. So so before okay, one thing you have to remember, if you want to solve the objectives, first you have to study the theory part thoroughly in depth, then only you can jump to the objectives. Don't think that directly I will solve the objectives. It is not like that. Okay, first thoroughly you have to study the subject in depth, then you have to jump for this one. Okay, I think you should know the standard diagrams of SFD and BMD. Okay, I will draw some diagrams that will maybe helpful for sure next questions. Okay, say this is the beam. Okay, तो आपको थोड़ा हेल्पफुल हो जाएगा. I will tell here itself. So this is the beam. So for this beam, how the SFD and BMD that will come? Okay, so this is the A, this is B. Standard diagrams I am telling. Okay, for this one, how the SFD and BMD it will come? So SFD diagram will be like that. Okay, at least you have to know the standard diagram. So this is your SFD diagram. Okay, and what about the BMD diagram? So this is the BMD diagram. Okay, in this question, what is telling? If the load is point load on the beam, then the variation of SFD. So in this SFD, how the variation? How the variation? You only tell me. Is okay. How the variation? This is constant. It is not varying like that. Okay, it is constant like that. Okay, so for this question, what is the correct answer? That is D is the correct answer for this question. Which is the correct answer? D is the correct answer for this question. Okay, we'll move for the next one. If the load is point load on the beam, then the variation of BMD, just now it down. Okay, so what is telling? If the load is, what is telling? If the load is point load, how the variation of BMD? So if it is the case, if the point load, how it is? BMD will like that, no? So how it is? It will be linear. How it is? It will be linear. Okay, if you have to study according to that one. If standard diagram you should know, then only you can solve the objectives of SFD and BMD. Okay, this is the case. Okay, we'll move for the next one. Okay, if the load on the beam is UDL, then the variation of BMD is, okay. So I will draw the, if it is UDL, how the SFD and BMD. I will draw this one. I think you also know, most of the students will know this one. So this is the case. For how the SFD it will come? SFD will be like that. Okay, if it is W. And what about BMD? BMD will be like that. So what is asking this question? If the load on the beam is UDL, then the variation of BMD will be, this will be parabolic. Now it will be parabolic. Okay, for this question, which is the correct answer? Say this is B is the correct answer. Okay, I will tell one simple funda. So you have to remember the sequence. Okay, SFD to BMD, how it will convert? How will convert SFD to BMD? So you have to remember one sequence I will tell. Okay, so you have to remember this one. First straight line, next will be inclined, next will be parabolic, next will be cubic. This is the sequence you have to remember. Okay, so if it is straight line in SFD, in BMD it will come to convert to, there is inclined line. Okay, there is varying line. Okay, if it is in SFD, if it is inclined line, it will convert to parabolic. Okay, if it is parabolic, it will convert to cubic. Okay, this sequence if you have to remember, maybe that will helpful for solving the objectives. Okay, straight line, inclined, parabolic and cubic. Okay, we will move for the next question. For this question, which is the correct answer? If the load is beam UDL, the variation of BMD is the, if the load on the beam is UDL, then the variation of BMD is asking, that will be parabolic. I think B is the correct answer. Okay, we will move for the next question. Okay, so for this question, if the load is UDL, If the load is UDL, then the variation of SFD is, just now I drawn the diagram, so this will be, that is linear. A is the correct answer. Just now I drawn the diagram. Okay, how it is? This is like that, no? So this will be linear. Okay, we'll move for the next question. If the load is UVL, if the load is UVL on the beam, then the variation of SFD, okay. So for this one also, if you should know the SFD and BMD diagram. So if it is, this is called uniformly varying load. UVL means you have to know there is uniformly varying load. So it may be like that, okay, or it may be like that. Okay, for this one you may get the bending moment diagram like that. So this will be this curve is, that is parabolic. For SFD it will be parabolic, and for BMD it will be cubic. For BMD it will be cubic. Okay, sometimes diagram will come like that also. Okay, depends on the loading, the diagram will come. Okay, so sometimes you will get the diagram like that also. Okay, for SFD you will get like that. Again here also it is parabolically. SFD will be parabolic and BMD will be like that. This is cubic. So for if it is uniformly varying load, you have to remember, for uniformly varying load, in SFD it will be parabolic. Okay, in BMD it will be cubic parabolic. So here what is asking, if the load is UVL, uniformly varying load on the beam, then the variation of SFD क्या रहेगा? Definitely this answer will be B is the correct answer. That is parabolic. Okay, we'll move for the next question. Okay, if the load is UVL on the beam, then the variation of BMD, just now I explained. Okay, that will be linear, no. Parabolic, no. Cubic, yeah, this is the correct answer. Constant, no. So it is the correct answer. C is the correct answer for this question. Okay, we'll move for the next question now. Okay, at a point of contraflexure, okay, at a point of contraflexure, shear force is 0. Shear force is maximum, bending moment is 0, bending moment is maximum. Okay, first you have to know what do you mean point of contraflexure. Okay, point of contraflexure means it is a point where the bending moment changes from its sign positive to negative. Okay, and at that point bending moment value will be equal to 0. Okay, this case will happen for the overhanging beams. So this is the beam if you are having. Okay, so if you draw like that, if you draw the bending moment diagram for this beam, how will get the bending moment diagram? So this is the bending moment diagram, maybe you will get. Okay, so according to this one, let it be, okay, this is the bending moment diagram. Okay, so sometimes you will get like that also. Okay, so this point is called point of contraflexure. This point is called point of contraflexure. Means at this point the bending moment, say this is positive and this is negative, means the point at which the bending moment changes from positive to negative, and at that point bending moment value will be equal to 0. For this question what is telling, bending moment is 0. And one thing you have to remember, the point of contraflexure will exist in which kind of beam? There's overhanging beams. Okay, and at that point bending moment value will be 0. Okay, so for this question, which is the correct answer? That is C is the correct answer for this question. Okay, we'll move for the next question now. Okay, a simply supported beam of length L is subjected to a point load of P at a distance A from the right end. The maximum bending moment will take place at. Okay, so for this question what is telling, so I will draw this according to this question. I will draw the diagram. Okay, so what is telling, a simply supported beam is there. Okay, so simply supported beam. Okay, and so this is the beam, and load is acting at a distance, P load is acting at a distance of A, distance A from left end. And where will the bending moment maximum? So if you will draw the diagram, how the bending moment diagram it will come? So this is the bending moment diagram that will come. Means at which point you will have the bending moment? At a distance of A from the right end. A distance A from right end. Okay, I think already you know this one. So which is the correct answer? At a distance A from right end. Okay, so which is the correct answer? B is the correct answer for this question. Okay, we'll move further. Okay, if you are having confusion to calculate these things, you can calculate this one. Okay, I think you know the Bending diagram, how it is to be calculated. So this is A point. Okay, so according to this one, this is A point, this is B point. Okay, according to that one, you can calculate the support reactions. Okay, so you have to calculate RA, RB, and take bending moment at this point. Okay, so if you calculate the bending moment, maximum bending moment will be occur at the loading, at the point low, below the point low. So this is for this question. Which is the correct answer? B is the correct answer. Okay. Next, if